Now I'd like to talk about the topic of tax inclusive. Go to sales invoice. If you look at this invoice, you will see that there is two items that is of the same code, same quantity, same unit price, but they will end up with a different sales subtotal. The reason is item number 1 use the regular tax calculation of 100 ringgit multiplied by 6%, you get a 6 ringgit tax, and therefore add up together is 106. But on item number 2, the 100 ringgit itself is the net sales value that is already included tax. Therefore, system will need to auto reverse do a calculation when you do a tick to get a lower sales value to get a tax amount. The reason is because clients still require to pay tax on tax inclusive. It's merely the business reduce the sales value to absorb the tax amount for the client so that the client will get the 100 ringgit as a net sales value. How does it look like in the invoice? If you look at this invoice, you will be able to clearly see the reduced sales value. Now, why isn't the reduced sales value included in the unit price? That is because if you do lower your unit price and the client come back again and request for on a second round, request for a tax inclusive from a lower sales value, then you will be perpetually lowering and lowering your sales price. Obviously, that is not a situation most business want. So that is the topic of tax inclusive. I would like to highlight another issue of the cents. Now let's look at this third item. This is an item 5 ringgit, 5 quantity for 5 ringgit and 50 cents. What is the tax amount? Clearly, it is not that simple. That is because in GST tax 6%, you will end up with a lot of roundings issues. There is a lot of sense behind it. Now, because this is a tax invoice, you are not required to round up both at the item level as well as the subtotal level. Therefore, you can print out as it is. But if you are doing a manual calculation, this will become very, very difficult. So we encourage client to look into SQL account to solve your billing and invoicing problems.